big welcome to Paunceford International Sports Centre for day 3, our final day of the BUCS Long Course Championships, part of the BUCS Swim Series and the BUCS Nationals. 3 more sessions, 1 more set of finals, 1 more set of BUCS champions to be crowned. It takes a lot of people to get these events underway, none more so than our very special event partners.
If you're doing BUCS, you should be at AmeriCamp next summer.
So yes, welcome once again to day 3 here at Paunceford, and the officials have just been released to poolside from behind the blue curtain, and thanks to our fantastic in-house audio team, they've come out to, I do like to be beside the seaside, one that I've not heard before, but it got a few smiles from the officials as they walked out. We're very much looking forward to our final day of action. Coming up in this session, it's going to be the fastest heats in the 200 butterfly, 50 freestyle, 200 breaststroke, 50 backstroke, 400 freestyle, and the 4x1 medley relay. That's just set things off nicely for the day. Thank you for joining us, either in venue or online. You can see already these swimmers, top left of your screen, walking down to poolside for the first heat of the day. There's just going to be, should be 4 of them. I can only count 3 though. That will, looks like no Rachel Anderson for Loughborough in lane 3, but we'll bring you up to speed with who's in what lanes for every single race as and when we get started. But we are pretty much going to run to bang on time. 9 o'clock is our official start time. Slight change later in the day. Our final sessions have usually been 5 p.m. That is not the case today. Finals start at 3:45. I'll repeat that throughout the morning and the afternoon sessions. So here we are, 200 metre butterfly, officially event 5:01, and we're underway. Yeah, so no lane 3. We do have Kira Schlosschen of Edinburgh in 4, Stirling's Lucy Grieve in 5, and Surrey's Maisie Thornton in 6. Please do, as you've been doing so well over the last couple of days, drop your messages in the chat box on YouTube. Let us know who you're supporting, where you're watching from, and if you can let me know what race they're in as well. Just makes it easier for me to find them on our schedule and make sure I read the message out during the actual heat, which is always nice. And it's only 9 o'clock and already over 100 people watching on the YouTube stream. Excellent. On a Sunday morning. Now, Kira Schlosschen, a name you'll recognise. Entry times for these 3 girls at 2:09.6 for Sloshen. And yeah, that makes sense now. There's only 3 heats in this one. That's why you wouldn't usually see the likes of Sloshen in a heat one, but there's only 3 heats, and using our cyclically seeded routine, the fastest 3 in the event go in lane 4 of heats 1, 2 and 3, which just happen to be our 3 fastest heats. So that's the anomaly there. You will see Sloshen, I'm going to say you will, very likely in the final later. Lucy Grieve of Stirling, not too far off. She came in with the 2:14, so she's a good 3.5 seconds behind Sloshen on paper. Will be around about the game, a little bit tighter than that. First time though, set for the day, 2:14.32, so Sloshen can go a lot quicker. So could Lucy Grieve with a 2:17.4, and Maisie Thornton, who was a 2:19.4. 2:24. So as we saw yesterday, the morning session, swimmers get in kind of like nowhere near their PBs, and then after lunch, the afternoon session, which again today is from 12:40, it was like a different competition. PBs and records absolutely all over the place. You got 5 BUCS records on Friday, 3 last night, 2 of those in the long distance events. Fleur Lewis and Dan Whiffin doubling up. Heat 2, Tony Jameson, Zara Lelu, Layla Flower, Fleur Lewis are the aforementioned. Kiana McInnes, Katerina Price, Charlotte Johnson, Kate Baxter, Emily Simeons and Isabel Morgan. Kiana McInnes a 2:08.1, one of only 3 girls in the event to go sub 2:10. Will she follow the trend of the morning swimmers still being a little bit sleepy maybe? They've had a good old warm-up. We would have been here at poolside around about 7:30 this morning, a long time before I got here. I'm lucky, I get to rock up about 8:30, put my headphones on, do a couple of sound checks and away we go. You know, these proper athletes, they would have been breakfast at 6:30, poolside at 7:30, warming up at 8, competition start bang on 9 o'clock. And we've got a Go Kiana, heat number 2 in the 200 fly. And Kiana, one of the stars of the 200 fly. Thank you for Carol for messaging in. And thank you to Tyler. Tyler, I feel like Tyler's been sat next to me the entire weekend. Good morning, 2 days down, 1 to go. Tuning up for the battle. You're absolutely right, a battle of attrition. This is day 3. I mean, you might see today, as we saw literally in heat number 1, a few athletes deciding, you know what, I was a bit optimistic. I'm going to sit this one out actually and concentrate on races that I know I'm going to potentially get to finals and maybe even medal in. So we will see more free lanes today than we have across the first couple of days. Always the case. Kiana McInnes then 1:35.86 with 50 to swim. So she might not hit 2:08.10, but she doesn't need to. She can just go like 2:14, 2:15 and get a spot in the middle range on the final. Doesn't matter at all. She's so far ahead of the field. This is a warm-up swim for the likes of McInnes. She's going to go fairly fast though. Going to be just outside 2:10, 2:10.95. Puts her provisionally in lane 4 in the medal final later. 2:17.05 for Fleur Lewis and 2:18 of Katerina Price. The 2:17 should be good enough for the final. One more heat to come, but anything at the moment sub 2:20 is fine. Keep your eye on the BUCS.org.uk website for links to the results and the schedule. But a comfortable win for Kiana McInnes. Lewis, Price, Johnson, Flower. The top 5. On to heat number 3 already. Taking part, heat 3, Isabel Wood, Sophie Lawrence, Olivia Hunter, Maisie Elliott, Emily Large, Shannon Stott, Catherine Elin, Olivia Sheehan, Drew Dill and Rosie Smith. Now, with only 10, 20, 23 swimmers taking part in this event, and we've got an A final and a B final, only 3 are going to miss out on swimming tonight in the final session. So almost, and I stress almost, everybody guaranteed a place in one of those finals later. A final, or medal final, looking like 2:20 and below. Emily Large is the quickest in the field. She's a 2:07.3, but she is a guest, so she cannot qualify for a final tonight, which means pretty much already that puts Kiana McInnes in lane 4. It will put Kira Schlossen in lane 5, pending whether Shannon Stott, who is a 2:12 swimmer, can go sub 2:14, which was the time of Schlossen in heat number 1. Back they come, Large, Stott, Elin, Elliott and Sheehan. Just look at the difference. I mean, the 200-metre butterfly, arguably, other than like, super long course distances, the toughest event in this entire schedule. And that's why you've only got 23 people entering, because these are the toughest of the tough. Emily Large will take the heat win, but we'll check on the time of Shannon Stott. 2:13.95, she will take lane number 5 in the medal final later, and there's a big cheer from the Sheffield Hallam support right behind me. Rightly so. Catherine Elin, 2:24.3, so that'll get her in the medal final. But 2:12.41, the time of Emily Large. Several guests here this week, and they have pretty much entirely won their races, because they are special guests. They're VIPs, really, not just guests. So Kiana McInnes will be alongside Stott later in the final, inside the yellow lane ropes. We now go over to the gents in the open male competition. 200 fly, once again just 3 heats. We have our 3 fastest heats, of course, in each event, and it just so happens in the men's and the women's 200 fly there are only enough entrants for 3 heats. So when we move on shortly to things like, we've got the 50 freestyle coming up next, we're going to start with heats 10, 11, 12, because there are 120 entrants in that event compared to under 30 in the fly. Taking part in heat number 1 in the open class, Adam Jones, Callum Rose, Jake Thomas Mansfield, Tom Robinson, Ruben Robotham Keating, Ewan Wilson, Brodie Gordon Gibson, Ion Cressy Rogers and Samuel Arrowsmith. Ruben Robotham Keating already medalist this week. Gordon Gibson, sub 60 by over a second to halfway. Now, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, but let's just check on the records here. Open competition, butterfly 200 record, Cameron Brodie for Stirling, 2015. That's not the time, that's the year. 1:57.93. That might stand for quite a long time. Already has stood for 9 years. Now, Ruben Robotham Keating and your early leader, Brodie Gordon Gibson. The lead will change, because back comes Robotham Keating, also in lane 1. Callum Rose for Edinburgh. They'll be your top three. Callum Rose picks up second, actually, ahead of Brodie Gordon-Gibson. 2:05s for the trio, the quickest. Oh no, Rowbotham Keating, 2:04.87. It was Ewan Wilson I was looking at, 2:05.96. But Callum Rose, 31 hundredths over 2:05. They can all go quicker. I mean, Rowbotham Keating's entry time, 2 minutes, 0.8. Heats number 2. Got Rory Young, Christos Manoli, Sam Pyfinch, Aaron Fox, Charlie Hutchison, Andrew Bertolli, Dom Morgan, Nathan Whiffin, Sam Williamson and Josh Press. Quick start from Aaron Fox, home swimmer, 27.18 through 50. I mean, they're all sub 30. And again, like I mentioned, it just so happens that arranged me just behind, I'm right, three rows of seating from poolside, so a really good view here. And behind me is a glass balcony, and the Sheffield Hallam squad lean over there right behind me and cheer on. They've been brilliant all week. So 3 is Aaron Fox, Charlie Hutchison, Andrew Bertolli. Hutchinson, another one of those swimmers having a great week. And can he do a Loughborough special and come through in the last 50? Does take the lead by 100th of a second over Andrew Bertolli. But it is, well, becoming a 4-man race actually, because Nathan Whiffin of Loughborough, of course, in Southern is coming through. Just taking a quick sneaky peek to his left-hand side there, and he'll see his teammate Hutchinson stretching out in the last 25 metres, 2:04.21. He can go almost 4 seconds quicker. Aaron Fox, early leader for Sheffield Hallam, gets applause from behind. Andrew Bertolli for Stirling does hold on. The charging Nathan Whiffin remains in 4th place at the timing board. And you can probably hear through the mic there that we will have more Sheffield Hallam in this next event, because as soon, even before the names come up, they're shouting their teammates' names. And he just happens to be in lane 0, which is right in front of us. So he will get the full force of their support for the next couple of minutes. In this heat, James Dobney in 0 from Sheffield Hallam. Peter Allen for Stirling, Tom Robertson for Edinburgh, Antonio Rodriguez Swansea, Josh Gammon for Bath, formidable. Patrick Braddock for Swansea in 5, Henrik van der Leest of Bath in 6, Kieran Lennox for Aberdeen in 7, Jack Pallant-Marjon in 8, and Will Morris on the far side for Bristol. And the top 6 separated by half a second early in this 200 butterfly. Final heat for us, heat number 3. And there won't be butterflies in the afternoon session because they are all done now. We don't have a 4th, of course. This will determine the finals later. It'll feel like a long wait. In fact, that's a lie. We'll get there, and like yesterday, we'll go, do you know what? It feels like we only did the heats at 9 AM this morning, about 20 minutes ago. But that will be from about Well, that will be the first finals that we have tonight, so they will be between 3:45 and 3:55. The B and the A finals in the women's and the men's. Josh Gammon, no surprise whatsoever, will lead into the final 50 against Braddock, Van der Leest, Rodriguez. 4 central lanes in our final heat of the butterfly. And he can just really stroll in towards the timing pad now. No pressure whatsoever. He'll be very aware of what's happening to his left and right. 2:02.89, or no, 09, sorry. Eyes deceive me. And that'll be in the central lanes in our final tonight. Pat Braddock, a lovely second place in 2:03.85. And third for Hendrik van der Leest, 2:04.55. And what was really good there, you might not have heard that, but James Dobney for Sheffield Hallam, regardless of finishing in 8th, 14 seconds back from our winner, got the best cheer from the Sheffield Hallam supporters. And as Tyler said, it's the greatest part of sport, your teammates cheering you on and the energy it gives you. I was a golfer, I played a very individual sport. I never got any cheers, I wish I did. So that's our butterfly done. And just seeing a message from Timon Chapman in the YouTube chat box. Jack Pallant about to drop a Roberto Pavoni-esque performance here. Well, he's finished 9th. Timon, unfortunately, with a 2:17.9 for the Mahjong swimmer. And we'll go to the opposite end of the pool now for the 50 metres. And we will have our 3 fastest heats in the female and the open category. And these will be the fastest races of the entire weekend, other than our finals later, which you would anticipate would be a little bit quicker. Let's see what they've got then. Maddie Nuttall, Emily Lush, Bethany Walker, Paige van der Westhues, Evie Davis, Yasmin Hamalain, Zoe Musial, Kirsten Powell, Ruby Greenhalf and Amelia Boyes. 25.6, the time for Evie Davis coming in, representing Stirling, on her teammate next door in 3. And Harriet Watt, Hamalain's University, 26.3 for her. Evie Davis will lead them into the wall, and it's a time of 26.37. That is the time to beat. Hamalain, 26.82, and Stirling in 3rd place with Van der Westhues. Bethany Walker for the home team, 26.99. So it looks like, just anecdotally, top 4 in the fastest 3 heats. Gives you a rough idea. So 27 seconds right now for the time being will get you in the medal final. Let's keep one brain cell on that. Heat number 2, Abigail Jolly, Olivia Humphrey, Laura McNabb, Josephine Klein, Harriet Rogers, Annabelle Smith, Amy West, Abigail Stemp, Lauren Cooley and Marion Cole. .26, the time of Harriet Rogers qualifying. First out the water there, Birmingham's Laura McNabb. Spent hardly any time underneath. Harriet Rogers will lead into the final 15 metres, and that quick up and out from Laura McNabb for Birmingham is going to work wonders. Maybe she's going to finish third place here because Annabelle Smith is coming through too. No, she grabs second, 26.77. Well, so you spot these little things when you're watching closely. Harriet Rogers did win, 26.56, and Annabelle Smith third, 26.80. So exactly the same again. That was 27.01 for fourth place, and in the first heat 26.99 was fourth place. There's only 10 spots available in the medal final. So somebody, we know every single 50 metre event you miss out by hundredths of a second between the medal final, a B final, or not making one of those races. Heat 12, Amelia Martell, Hannah Jones, Ellie Tennant, Maisie Guilford, Cornelia Fiedkiewicz, Katie Goodburn, Hannah Woodcock, Mary Mashenko, Anna McNamara and Abby Winstanley. Fastest in the competition is Fiedkiewicz, 24.9. She's in a different class in the 50 freestyle. The record, 24.74. That's the BUCS record. Not far away, and it's only a heat, 25.43. And she can go quicker, as we know. Hannah Jones, Exeter, 27. Sorry, I was looking at there's the confirmed times. Katie Goodburn, 26. Fourth place, 26.77. So that knocks out the 26.99 and the 27.01. So looks like 26.7 what was required to get into that medal final. Of course, we have 9 heats of this to come later in the afternoon session. Anybody in those 9 absolutely can get into that final. So at the moment we know 26.7 is required, and we'll see later what happens. In the men's, this is heat 13. Frankie Docking-Smith, Mamatoglu, Olkers, Hyde, Carswell, Fry, Chan, Ashley Sparks, Fu and Lambert. Haven't got time for first names because they're too quick. 22.4, Tom Carswell, the quickest entry. He will lead the way into the wall. Or will he? Will it be Calvin Fry or Nathan Chan even? It is Tom Carswell, 23.39. Chan, 23.5 seconds. And Brogan Hyde, 6/100ths of a second back. 200ths more to Calvin Fry. Let's keep our eye then on 23.5 seconds for the time being. Heat 14, Adam Wood, Matty Rooney, Adrian Ting, Rob Derbyshire, Alex Cahoon, Jordan Cooley, Harry Robinson, Caleb Fox-Jones, Sam Lawman and Alex Hindle. .22.1 Alex Cahoon's entry time. And Jordan Cooley half a second back from that. So once again, are we going to get another lane 4? Yes, we will, because he is half a body length ahead into the final 15 metres. Jordan Cooley picking up second place. Third could go anywhere of 4. 22.61, new fastest time then. 23.02 for Cooley. Who did get third? It was Rob Derbyshire for Bath, 23.5 seconds. Bang on what we expected. Harry Robinson, will 23.68 be enough? One more heat, and it will give us a really good idea. In heat 15, Anthony Fock, Michael Ripper, Rory McKinnon, Lewis Fraser, Lewis Burrows, swimming as a guest. He won't qualify for the final. David Cumberledge, Ethan Lim, Ewan Taylor, Leon Molam and Shaquille Giordani. In fact, as you can see, no Lewis Burrows. So the finishing order will not be altered at all. Michael Ripper for Loughborough, first out the water prior to 10 metres. That worked for the Birmingham swimmer a few heats ago. So without our guest, David Cumberledge, the fastest in the pool. and he will pick up the fastest heat as well. 22.51 for Cumberledge. Fraser 23.16, and then Michael Ripper. It works every single time, doesn't it? First out the water and brings back a time of 23.7. Now 23.5. 23.7 is only just going to get into that final at the moment. Oh, I can hear the medicine balls behind us being slammed into the ground. Don't do it during the start of a race. We move on to the 200 breaststroke. And you'll see this is heat number 2, if you've got the schedule in front of you, of course. So we'll see 3 heats now, and then we'll see 1 heat later in the earlier heat session from 12:40. In this one, Megan Cairns, Sophia Suarez Caulfield, Sophie Payne, Molly Monk, Lily Booker, Anna Morgan, Camelia Stoimanova, Rebecca Keatley and Sophie Baker. We have got more 50-metre racing coming up later in this session. We've got the 50-metre backstroke, which includes, would you believe it, the swimmers with the 2nd and 3rd fastest British times ever. It also includes the top 3 Irish times ever. The 50 back could be one of the best we've ever seen at BUCS. Lily Booker for Loughborough. Lead the way at halfway. Anna Morgan of Edinburgh Napier, 1:12.95, a second difference between the two. Just a quick glance at the entries. 2:25.8. Lily Booker's entry, but her PB is much quicker than that. I haven't got it in front of me. I'll have a quick look through ahead of the final to get all that information lined up. We do, as commentators, no matter where you are and what sport you're doing, you do generally have about 15 bits of paper in front of you to scan through, which is incredibly difficult during 50-metre races. But with 200 we get a little bit more time to chat and discuss records. It is Booker, it is Morgan, it is Stoimanova. There's a fair distance in times between the Lily Booker and the field. She's a 2:25 entry, and we know she can go quicker. But the others all 2:30 plus. 2:29.59 for your winner. So Anna Morgan in a 2:30.79. That is over a second quicker than her entry time. Stoimanova 2:36.07. And we'll close things out with Megan Cairns, who got a royal whale of approval when she touched home there. Those times are confirmed. Already on our 14th race of the more. I know we've had the 50 freestyle, but still. And it's only 9:32. Ella Jenkins, Hannah Poulter, Denisa Elena Gogu, Caitlin Hartley, Cara Hanlon, Sienna Robinson, Abigail Miles, Ruby Varney, Isabel Callahan and Lucy King. 2:25.10. Edinburgh's Cara Hanlon. fairly wide range of times here, between 2:25 and in fact we go out to 2:50 on the entries. Another one of those events where we've only got 4 heats, and even later on this afternoon, if I just run through the schedule, 6 entrants later on, so only 36 competitors taking part in the female side of the breaststroke, and 20 spots available, of course, in finals, medal final and B final. As always, keep your eye on the BUCS website for all of your schedule and results. And if you're looking at it like a hawk, you'll know who's in the final before I do. Head and shoulders above the rest of the field, Hanlon and Robinson. A 148 and a 149, 99 hundredths separating them. And Caitlin Hartley in 156, Miles 157. You won't see many events, maybe a bit like the butterfly 200 where a field splits like this, but it is a bit specialised. Second lowest entered event other than the 200 fly, and we're seeing them both on the same day. And Sienna Robinson will come through right at the end to take the win in heat number 3, 2:28.10 over 2:29.62. On paper, they were the only 2 that have gone sub 2:30, and in the heats, they're the only 2 that go sub 2:30. Picking up 3rd place, Caitlin Hartley for Bath. And at the moment, that would be good enough for a spot in the medal final. One more heat to come now, and one more in our afternoon session.
Official and confirmed for you, Robinson, Hanlon and Hartley are 1, 2, 3. The 4th is on the way.
This is our 3rd heat, but heat number 4. Tatiana Kinsler, Eleanor Perks, Emily Morgan-Hughes, Olwyn Cook, Sophie Hansen, Margaret Evans, Caris O'Reilly, Emily Farr, Katie Rees and Imi Rafferty. So our fastest swimmer entrant time in the field, Sophie Hansen, a 2:23.18. The BUCS record is held by Lily Booker, who we saw in heat number 1. Should have mentioned that during heat number 1, really, shouldn't I? 2:25.77. She used to that in 2018. She's been representing Loughborough for a good length of time, hasn't she, Lily Booker? So I might be wrong. I'm not sure exactly what course she's doing, of course. I might try and find out. But that's 5 years representing Loughborough at BUCS. Obviously, I mean, I didn't personally, but you do your degree, then you can do your masters for another extra year or 2. And if you're super clever and you want to stick around, you can of course do a doctorate. I jumped out at the first opportunity. So Sophie Hansen will lead the way, and this is a much, I don't want to say better race, because there's 4 in it, but a much more competitive race than the first 2 heats we've seen. There's in 3, that's Olwyn Cook for Edinburgh. Sophie Hansen drops into second place. Agrad Evans for Sterling. Sophie Hansen did get silver in the 100 breaststroke this week. Looking to go one better in the 200. And to do so, she'll have to pick up a little bit of time on your heat winner, Sterling's Evans, 2:32.52. 33.14 for Hansen and 33.53 for Cook. It was a brilliant close finish there in the end. Caris O'Reilly, fourth place, a few more seconds back for Sheffield Hallam. And don't quote me, but Caris O'Reilly might just miss out on the medal final there, 2:38. Now over to the open male competition. Just a slight delay in getting those times confirmed in venue there. It is up there on the big screen now, so we can move over to it, and you can see the boys are ready. The girls just clear the pool. And that takes us pretty much halfway through our schedule already, and we've been going 39 minutes. Yet we do have the 400 freestyle to come after the breaststroke win. They've got the 50 backstroke at the conclusion of this boys' three fastest heats. Then 400 freestyle and the 400 medley relays for the female and the open male competition. So our second half of this schedule will be a bit longer than the first. But any time you end with a relay, always in for a good time. This is heat number 2, which means we'll see one heat later in the afternoon session. For the time being, Jean-Luc Lavelle-Pascal for Swansea, what a name. Jay Manners for Manchester Metropolitan, Isaac Hall, Sheffield Hallam, Alexander Casey for Loughborough, George Smith for Stirling, Usain Cook for Edinburgh, Anna Davies for Swansea, Pierce Greening for Stirling, Dylan Gallagher representing Swansea, and Cameron White for Nottingham. An idea of where we're going. George Smith, a 2:12.6, but following the trend of morning times, might not be as quick as that. Usain Cook, a 2:13.5, only about 12 seconds separating the entire pool on the entries, which is a little bit less than in the female competition. But regardless, we will see probably a good 10-15 metres between first and last once we get to the end of 200. But there's 4 men right now, side by side. I'm gonna say side by side. I'm gonna chuck Alexander Casey of Loughborough into that group. Isaac Hall of Sheffield Hallam, sorry, in 2. Third lane from bottom of your screens. But George Smith from Stirling, ahead of Usain Cook, Casey and Hall. Hall just falling off that front trio. So this will be our first indication of what is required to make the medal race later. These 3 guys looking pretty good. And this is racing for lane position right now in that final. And it'll be on the... Oh, hangs on for it, doesn't he, George Smith? A long old stretch, a couple of metres worth towards the finish line. 2:17.3, 2800s back, Usain Cook, Alex Casey, 2:18, and Isaac Hall. Yeah, just falling back, Isaac Hall, but 2:22 might still be good enough. If it's not, it will be one of the central lanes in our B final. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Those times confirmed in venue. Taking part in heat number 3. Matt Garrity, Christian Ryan, John Britton, Roy Dixon, Greg Butler, Archie Goodburn, Pravin Mahendra Kumar, Arthur Llewellyn, Ben Rogers and Lei Ito. Already leading from the front, Loughborough's Butler. Flanked by Dixon of Stirling and Goodburn of Edinburgh. In fact, yeah, 10 entrants, 10 different universities. That's nice. Greg Butler turning it on now through the halfway mark. And Christian Ryan of Bath, who've got a fabulous swimming programme and a brilliant week team Bath in one. He's the one at the bottom of your screen there. Greg Butler, look at him go. Roy Dixon and Christian Ryan, Archie Goodburn. One of these guys who would have expected to make the medal race could potentially miss out here. The record in this event held by James Wilby. Wilby actually holds the 50, 100 and 200 breaststroke records, set them all in 2019. 2:15 for Butler. It's a 2:09.71, the BUCS record set by Wilby. Rory Dixon, 2:20.83. Christian Ryan, great swim in lane number 1, 2:21.63. And Archie Goodburn, who would have expected to be one of the closest to Greg Butler. We'll have to wait and see if 2:22.46 is good enough. Heat number 4. Luke Adams, Louis Weeks, Olivier Vedren, Ryan Griffiths, James Wilby, Jonathan Rutter, Harvey Freeman, Toba Mori, Mackay Champ, Tyler Toombs and Drew McGregor. And I've just been mentioning James Wilby, haven't we? 2019, representing Loughborough, set the 50, the 100 and the 200 breaststroke records. He holds all 3, and already, just look at that. Cannot qualify for the final. And on the YouTube chat, Lurpak is back. Let's go, Jonathan, dairy-free butter. Let's see you churn out sometimes. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Whoever you're supporting, wherever you're watching from, let us know. James Wilby, as many of you will know, medalist, silver medalist, Olympic Games, world champion, 3-time European champion, 4-time Commonwealth Games champion. It's an Olympic medal 2020 in Tokyo, or 2021, in the 4x100 medley. 3-time European champion, one of those. A couple of years ago in Rome, 200 breaststroke. This event, I wonder if he can go quicker than his record. He clearly has gone faster since then. 2:09.71 is his record. And he's not going to beat it, actually. So a comfortable swim for James Wilby. Lovely to see him here. 2:11.98. And the best of the rest, the actual fastest qualifying time for the final, Jonathan Rutter. There we go. Lopak will be happy. 2:19.58. And that will be a time good enough for our final. Harvey Freeman, likewise, 2:20.21. 2:20.24. 300 separating third and fourth there. Ryan Griffiths for Sheffield Hallam. That'll be another home swimmer in a medal race later on tonight. James will be showing his class there, his world class. Now, once again to the opposite end of the pool, it is our 50-metre backstroke. So 6 50-metre races. These will go by in a flash. Here we go. From lane 0, Madeline Soper, Charlotte O'Leary, Abigail Jolly, Florence Tinsley, Sophie de Groot, Sophie Shaw, Amber Ranson, Martha Stead, Ella Williams and Lucy Conroy. These are our 3 fastest heats. Three athletes only in this heat have gone sub 30 seconds. That's de Groot, Shaw and Ranson. And that is likely to be a time required to get into a final as well, because there are at least 7 more in the next 2 heats that can go sub 30 seconds. Tinsley and de Groot out in front right now. They will almost be identical times, 29.66 and 29.82. Third place, Sophie Shaw, 30.36. And Charlotte O'Leary down in lane number 1, 30.49. Will they be good enough? So 30.5 right now. We always know on our first fastest heat, the 4th finishing time is the one to keep your mind on, with 2 more heats to come right now, 7 more later on in the afternoon session. Anybody can qualify, of course. So just the 2 times sub 30 there. Those times are confirmed in venue. Of course, B finals as well, which could be anything down to 31.5 seconds, that kind of area. Heat number 9, Eve Salmon-Hodges, Olivia Butler, Emma Parsons, Charlie Joyce, Neve Ward, Molly Garrett, Yasmin Hamelane, Caitlin Ebbage, Georgia Aston and Lucy Block.
0 is Eve Salmon-Hodges, 1 is Olivia Butler, 2 Emmy Parsons, 3 Charlie Joyce, 4 Neve Ward, 5 Molly Garrett.
Neve Ward, 28.9. There's only 2 competitors in the entire 100-woman field of this event that have gone sub 28 seconds. Sorry, sub 29. And not a shock at all to see her pick up the win. 29.2 over 29.78 and 29.91. So that's 5 times now sub 30 seconds, with 1 more fastest heat to come. So the likes of Caitlin Ebbridge there with a 30.04. That is sneaking into one of the outside lanes right now. And B final looking anything up to 31 seconds. Keep your eye, BUCS website. That is the place to watch. Don't rely on me entirely. Madison Turner, Emily Lush, Emily Grant, Holly McGill, Lauren Cox, Honey Osrin, Amy Shields, Catherine Butcher, Emma Cruikshanks and Megan Pye in what is our fastest heat. And the reason it's the fastest heat, because it's got Lauren Cox in it, 27.2. Now, the BUCS record is 27.69. So Lauren Cox could set a BUCS record here in a heat. We've seen it done once already this weekend. Happened on day one. It was Connor Ferguson, which was eventually beaten in the finals by Ollie Morgan. But Loughborough in lanes 4 and 5. Can Lauren Cox go quicker than 27.69? Not in the heats, but maybe in the final later. 28.72, 29.42 for Honey Osrin. Had a great day yesterday. And 30.12 for Emily Grant. So, yeah, as predicted, it looks like the 30.12 there from Emily Grant. We had 7 times of 30 seconds or better. So they're guaranteed final places. And then we had a 30.04, a 30.12. I'm sure there was one in between there as well. Again, schedule, results website. Use the link in the BUCS.org.uk website. But there will be hundredths of a second in it, making it into that final. And as ever, the caveat is 7 more heats of that to come later. Anybody can make it in. Over to the open competition. Stephen Clegg, Jack Sadbury, Robert Burgess, James LeGrice, Scott Gibson, Jack Skerry, Shaquille Giordani, Conor Massey, Lucas Lowry and Daniel Lowe. Now, this hopefully could be an incredible final, because Scott Gibson has got the second fastest Great British time ever in 24.83. And he's... Oh, I just hesitated there. I just had a funny feeling he was going to do something special there. It's a winning time, 25.65 is super quick, right? But again, 25.65, one of the quickest swimmers, second quickest ever, Scott Gibson. So he's got more in the tank than that. Jack Skerry for Bath, 26.43. James LeGrice, 26.57. So Scott Gibson's 24.83 is the second fastest GB time ever. And in this heat now, we've got Ollie Morgan in lane number 4, whose personal best is 100ths of a second slower than Scott Gibson, which makes him the third fastest GB time ever. In the next heat, we got Connor Ferguson, 24.81, which is the third fastest Irish time ever. Quality at BUCS is remarkable. Harry Peet, Antonio Nicolau, Jordan McPhail, Toby Hill, Ollie Morgan, Jamie Ferguson, Matthew Rooney, Gideon Holinsky, Ollie Burns and Jack Eden. .25.01 is only the BUCS record here. 24.92, and that is therefore a new BUCS record by 900ths of a second. Ollie Morgan does it again. That's his second of the week, and it's only in the heats. Jamie Ferguson of Aberdeen, I said this might be a good final later. It's a good set of heats already. Francis Dyson. Oh no, it's gone so quickly. It's lane 3 for the next heat. Oh, those times, they flashed up and they flash away. But Ollie Morgan, the story there. And he can go quicker as well. It's going to be a sensational race. BUCS record gone in the heats. First time ever under 25 seconds in the 50 backstroke in the long history of these championships. Oh, that was a long delay for that start, wasn't it? And do you know what? Conor Ferguson can go even quicker. So could this be the shortest lived BUCS record in history? Let's have a little look here. He's leading the way. It might be, 24.92, the new BUCS record. It might fall in under a minute. Conor Ferguson into the wall. 25.06, nearly. Oh, look out for this final later. It's going to be incredible. Robbie Hemmings 26.24 and Zach Speakman 26.32. That could be the race of the day tonight in the open competition. The race of the championships, potentially. 3 of the best in the world in the 50 back final later in the open competition. Over to the female competition, and we move events. It's the 400 metre freestyle now. Just to add some more perspective to that record that we've just seen. Liam Tancock set the previous of 25.01 in 2010. That record stood for 14 years, and it might go twice in a day. Three fastest heats now in the female 400 metre freestyle. From lane 1, Lucy Cadden for Sheffield Hallam, Sydney Bairstow for Edge Hill, Ivani Gill for Cardiff, Elena Morgan for Stirling, Izzy Woolard for Nottingham in 5, Emma Fleming for Birmingham in 6, Erin O'Meara for Newcastle in 7, Abigail Jackson for Birmingham in 8, and Jessica Applegate, one of our guests, is in lane number 9.
Swing in the last one from Ollie Morgan breaks a record held by Liam Tancock for some 14 years. Now, thinking about that one is going to be a long trip tonight, because all 3 of the fastest Brits are capable of going even faster than that.
Elena Morgan going very well indeed towards the halfway mark. Closest competitor in 1, Sheffield Hallam's Lucy Cadden. That'll be a popular top 3 if you can grab that. Now, many of you will recognise the name of Jessica Jane Applegate, racing in lane number 9 as a guest. She's an S14 para swimmer, and mightily impressive at that. She's an MBE, actually. I should give her a full title, Jessica Jane Applegate, MBE. Gold medal at the 2012 Olympic Games in London in the 200 metre freestyle. And then in the last Olympics, 2020 Tokyo, gold medal in the mixed 4x100 freestyle S14 team. At Rio, in between those two games, 2 silvers and a bronze. Also bagged 2 more bronze in Tokyo as well. And 3-time world champion in the S14, most recently in Manchester last year in the 200-metre freestyle. I mean, talk about decorated. Her list of medals at world, global level is absolutely incredible. So again, great to have the likes of her here. And for those swimming alongside our guests, the likes of Jessica Jane Applegate MBE and James Guy and these people, it's an experience, and you can't really contextualise what it can mean to these swimmers. For many of them, it will be their very first BUCS, first experience of swimming under lights with cameras, live streamed around the world. For others, at the likes of Applegate and Guy's experience, this will be very, very comfortable. They've been on the Olympic Games, both of them, and plenty more here this weekend too. So to find that area in the middle where they can compete together, side by side, peer to peer. Now, just whilst I've been talking there, what a swim from Lucy Cadden for Sheffield Hallam, 4:34.19, beating Elena Morgan, fastest on paper, by over 4 seconds, a 4:38.74 for her. Whilst I was waxing lyrical about our guests, beats entry time Lucy Cadden, and Jessica Jane Applegate, our guest, 4:41.04. So officially fastest. Sydney Bairstow was 3rd fastest for those that can qualify for the final later. I'll concentrate on the swimming now, I promise. From lane 0, Molly Fisher for Manchester Metropolitan, Amber Downham, her teammate. Then Edinburgh teammates in 2 and 3, Lara Thompson and Mary Craig. Swansea in 4 with Amy Monks. Manchester Metropolitan again, Hetty Damassa in 5. 3 entrants for them in this penultimate heat. Emily Ford for Swansea, Sophie Main for Edinburgh, Aberdeen's Kaylin Hall in 8, and Surrey's Pearl Griffiths is in 9. And as I was reading through the names, didn't actually look at the pool. No lane 4, so no Amy Monks for Swansea, which effectively gives one more spot. Obviously nothing's guaranteed, but one more spot in the final without Amy Monks being in the pool. That wouldn't have been there otherwise. Predicting that she would have swum fast enough time. She actually had exactly the same entry time as Hetty Damassa. They were both 4:20.8. And Murray Craig 4:22.8.
For Manchester Met 6, Emily Forward for Swansea 7, Sophie May for Edinburgh, 8, Kaylin Hall for Aberdeen, and in 9, Pearl Griffiths for Surrey.
Murray Craig for Edinburgh will take the lead at least until the halfway mark, followed by Hetty Damassa. Murray's entry time, that 22.8, so 2 seconds off Damassa coming in. They are just a guide. Lifetime bests are often quicker than the qualifying times. well, not often, but sometimes. The most likely occurrence is a qualifying time is a PB, but not always. And I'll tell you what, she's looking really good, isn't she? No change whatsoever in the gap. Craig Damassa. And then in 1, you've got Amber Downham. It must be pointed out that this is a heat declared winner event. Anything that's over 200 is, other than the relays. So, just to complicate things, there's 5 heats in total in this event. We're seeing 3 and 4 now, because we'll see heat number 5 as a fastest heat in the final, which means in the afternoon session from 12:40, we'll see heats 1 and 2. So the 5 heats split over 3 different sessions, and right now, whoever can set the fastest time will be provisional gold medalist. It looks like it's going to be Murray Craig to do that. And the gap is still 1 point. It's been that the entire, pretty much the entire, well, last 300 metres. And a 4:23.87. And we did actually have quicker times in heat number 3, didn't we? Hetty Damassa 4:25.25. Third place in the heat, Sophie Main for Edinburgh. I'm absolutely wrong. The previous heat was a bit slower than that, wasn't it? So yes, for the time being, Murray Craig will be your provisional gold medalist. Hetty Damassa currently in silver. And Amber Downham also up there too. But 1 more heat to come, and they are our fastest 10. That will be in the finals later on tonight. So they've got a long time to wait to find out if they are on that podium or not. Now, we're going to do exactly the same with the guys here. Now, this event, the open 400 metre freestyle, has 4 heats, okay? So we're going to see heats 2 and 3 now. We're going to see heat number 1 in the afternoon session from 12:40. And then the fastest heat, heat number 4, will be in our finals session. An effective final, because it's the fastest 10. It's a heat declared winner event. Do you understand all that? Let me know. If not, I'll go through it again. Perfect time now to say, as we always do, a big thank you to our event partners. First of all, New Balance, some of the, if not the best quality sports kit on the market. Don't forget to pick up your official New Balance stash from our online store, BUCS-shop.com. I've seen plenty of times this weekend at the New Balance stand, plenty of deliveries waiting to be collected. So plenty of you are getting that New Balance kit. And BUCS are proud to be promoting the Milk Every Moment campaign. Did you know that milk can make a great post-race drink due to its top-notch source of high-quality protein? Now you do. Visit milkeverymoment.com for more information. And if you're in venue, you might see lots of little flyers around from Milk Every Moment. There's a QR code on there. You can fill in a very quick survey and you can win a £100 voucher of your choice as well. The easiest £100 you will make this weekend. And a big thank you, as always, to AmeriCamp, giving you the opportunity to work at a summer camp and earn $2,000, teaching your favourite sports, and 30 days to travel after you've finished as well. Speak to the AmeriCamp team. They've been here all weekend, or visit the AmeriCamp website to find out more. That's available to all BUCS athletes. What an opportunity. Heat number 2 in the pool. You are watching Michael Adney for Manchester Metropolitan, Surrey's Jimmy Taylor in 1, Max Anderson-Loke of Oxford in 2, Dan Stevens of Surrey in 3, Birmingham teammates in the middle, Dan Cox and Ben Newell, Bath's Henrik Mascarenhas in 6, Birmingham again in Southern with Dan English, Cardiff Metropolitan in 8, Ryan Coulthard, and University of Stirling, Oliver Carter is in lane. No, he's not. Oh, yes, he is. It's lane 9. Couldn't see him there, right? Just as he was turning, as I went to just glance a look over there. 3 out in front. Max Anderson-Loke of Oxford. And then the red caps of Birmingham that we've seen so many times at the front of fields this week. Dan Cox and Ben Newell. A reminder that the finals tonight is not tonight, it's this afternoon, okay? 3:45 is the final session. It's been 5 p.m. Friday, Saturday, it's not the case. 3:45 this afternoon is our final session, simply because it's Sunday and people need to get home. And some of us have a 5-hour drive home to the south coast at the end of the final race. Some go up north, well above the border to Scotland too, all across the entire country, so giving those a chance to make their way. Dan Cox 4:09.56 and his teammate Ben Newell 4:09.93. They set the current fastest times to beat. There will not be a final. These are heat declared winner times. 4:11.44 for Max Anderson-Loke. We'll see one more heat. And then we end the session with our 4x1 medley races for the female and the open competition.
Let's go, Ruben!
Take 3 now. Just going to pick out one swimmer there. Jack Rudd in lane 1 for Portsmouth. Seriously intense on the starting block there. In the field, Joseph Kingland for Nottingham Trent. Jack Rudd for Portsmouth. He's got the same length drive as me after this. Ruben Wiesder for Sheffield Hallam. Jude Lydiard for Edinburgh. Joshua O'Brien for Cardiff. Cameron Travis for Aberdeen. Isaac Dodds for Bath. Ethan Raymond for Marjon. Matt Shipley for Cardiff. And Ridwad Mohammed for Bath. Now, John, who's got the longest drive home then? Exeter, got to be Exeter. Must be the furthest drive this evening. Right on the southwest. I mean, compared to Exeter, I'm quite lucky. I just go straight down. South coast right at the bottom. Or maybe the likes of... no, Aberdeen must be further, I think. In the break, I'm going to work out who's got the longest drive home. Factoring in that you are driving back to university. Yeah, Bobby Reid agreed. Yeah, Aberdeen. I'm going to get a map out there because Sheffield's, you know, it's mid to high up the country. Of course, traffic as well. Closed roads and all that. Oh, yeah, Plymouth. Is Exeter further west than Plymouth? Oh, God. I'll have to get a map. I'm not doing it now. I'm going to get a map out. Yeah, Plymouth, Exeter, Aberdeen. Yeah, one of those three, surely. Halfway mark, and Ruben Vizda, 1:58.50 for Sheffield Hallam. Oh, there's going to be noise, isn't there? You would have heard at the start of that race, there was lots of shouts of "Come on, Ruben." And as we spoke about, what it can do, what home support can do for an athlete in any sport is remarkable. Oh, Tyler, you're putting me to shame on the YouTube chat. Yeah, Plymouth is west of Exeter, isn't it? Yeah. Right on the border of Cornwall and Devon, isn't it? It also, of course, depends what you're driving. If you're on the team bus, well, chuck an extra couple of hours on. If you're in a... well, I was going to say Tesla, but you'd have to stop and charge in a Tesla. I think full tank of petrol, I reckon I could get to Plymouth in one go. Vizda still leads, 3:01.14, current fastest time. Currently gold medal position is the 4:09 set by the Birmingham boys in heat number 2. It was Dan Cox just ahead of Ben Newell, his teammate. Fairly confident Vizda can beat that here. His entry time is a 4:014. 2 men in the field have gone sub 4 minutes. Joshua O'Brien and Cameron Travis for Cardiff and Aberdeen. And it's the former of those two, O'Brien, that is just sneaking into the lead. How often do they come back right at the end, the fastest entry swimmers? Such a professional way of doing it, isn't it? Oh, hang on, back comes Vizda. Oh, here he comes. There'll be some noise now. Look at this, all the way to the wall. Does it? 4:04.89 for Ruben Vizda. None of them matched their entry times, but that's a great win. And great for us to watch too. Joshua O'Brien, 4:05.26. Very good indeed. Isaac Dodds, third place, 4:05.75. In fact, the top 6 in that one, beating the fastest time in the previous heats. And that is all of our individual racing done for the time being. And just to conclude our chat about driving times, there's been some research done by my assistant. It is 6 hours and 15 back to Aberdeen. Crikey. And I get on a team bus. Chuck 20% on that. I saw the schedule earlier. We're scheduled to be potentially out of the venue by 6 o'clock after the presentations. So they'll be getting home tomorrow. Very early days. Makes my little trip back to West Sussex feel like a nip down to the shops. Let's get serious. This is the 4x1 medley team relays. The females up first, 3 fastest heats. These are now qualifying for finals, which will be the last of our entire weekend tonight, or late this afternoon. Leading the way, Enya Bustgaard for Durham, 33.78, 350. Only 3 seconds separating the entire pool. Over in 6 is Megan Cairns for Northumbria. And in the blue swimsuit and the gold cap, that can only be Glasgow. Ella Stevenson on this occasion. Now, at the moment, in lane 4, Portsmouth are going to be trailing the field, but they've got the fastest entry time. So just watch and see if they can come back here. I mean, it's currently 7.5 seconds from front to back. Let's see how they've loaded their team. But 3 teams, 3 universities, making their move very early on. For Durham right now, Flora Forrest in the pool. It's Katie Stobbs for Northumbria, Gigi Slater for Glasgow. And it's Slater that moves to the number 1 spot. Emilia Vabaitaiti for Southampton in lane number 9 in 4th place. And not going Portsmouth way right now. Gigi Slater for Glasgow. She will take her team through halfway. Hand the baton over in the number 1 spot. Not much to separate Flora Forrest of Durham and Katie Stobbs of Northumbria. Less than a second. Right then, Butterfly, this is where things can massively change. Keep your eye on Southampton in 9. But this looks like now only 4 universities in this one. So big gap to pull back. 10 spots available in the medal final, 10 spots available in the B final. Lara Turner for Northumbria, a quick split. Gabriella Lessing in Southern for Glasgow. Those positions switch. Still in lane 1, that's Ella Paul right now for Durham, occupying 3rd. But the gap to the front suggests that 3rd place, although a good finish in a heat, not quite going to be a quick enough time potentially to get into that medal final. The freestyle going to be critically important here. Lara Turner, what a swim on leg 3 for Northumbria. Gives her teammate the body length advantage and a bit more into the freestyle. Gabriella Lessing for Glasgow handing over. It's Rebecca Smith now for the Northumbria. Priscia Conticini for Glasgow. And Elizabeth Brearley for Durham in 1. And she's moving away at the front. So looking very much like it's going to be Northumbria that set the time to beat for our next 2 heats. How quick can they go? Their entry time, Northumbria, 4 minutes 40. Currently 4:20 with just 25 metres to swim. Back Clum Glasgow with Priscia Conticini. Good chance they can both make it into that medal final. Going to be well under 4:40. New fastest time for Team Northumbria. Smith brings them home. 4:36.11. 4:38 Glasgow 1. And Durham 4:41.51. They're your first 3. So of the 3 at the top there, it was just Northumbria. And in fact, Glasgow, yes, they beat their entry time too, Glasgow. So the 2 of them go sub 4:40. Make a mental note of that. And otherwise, it's 5 seconds back out to Liverpool. So 3 teams, 4:41.5 or better. Two more of those to come in the female competition. And 3 more to finish the session for the open competition. So always a slightly longer delay between relays, just because there's so many people down there. In the pool, Laura Richmond for Manchester, Charlotte Harris for Birmingham, Madeleine Soper kicking things off for Nottingham, Elise Collins for Sheffield Hallam, Nellie Kinch for Stirling, Sophie Shaw for Manchester, Lucy Block for Surrey, Beatrice Varley for Plymouth, Abigail Jolly for Leeds, and Emma Cruikshanks for Lancaster. And this time it is lane 4. Nellie Kinch that leads, then over there in 2. Madeleine Soper for Nottingham. Sophie Shaw for Manchester in 5. But it will remain Kinch and Varley in front. In fact, Varley by a tenth of a second, the official leader. Leg number 2 underway. Amelia Morris for Plymouth now. Victoria Russell for Stirling. In lane 5, that's Denisa Elena Gogu for Manchester. Currently in 4th, Emily Farr for Surrey. In fact, no, lane 1, Lucy Canavan for Birmingham, having a good leg. Now, on the turn there, Amelia Morris was leader. However, immediately after the turn, quite clearly, Victoria Russell. It's a powerful kick-off, wasn't it? Looking at lane 1, Lucy Canavan, she's having a great swim on leg 2. Over in 6th, so Emily Farr for Surrey now. And Amelia Morris handing over in 7th, part-time leaders. But now all changed, look at this. Maddie Robertson for Stirling on the butterfly, Ella Bainbridge for Manchester, Amy Brainridge for Surrey, Caris O'Reilly, Sheffield Hallam. Maddie Robertson ahead of Larissa Dean for Birmingham. Amy Brainridge for Surrey. They're now your top 3. In lane 5, Ella Bainbridge for Manchester. 4th position in lane number 2, Anna Stansfield to Nottingham. That's a great leg 3 from Anna Stansfield. But a little bit of clear water now. Another great leg from Stirling and Maddie Robertson. And that will be not quite relief, but takes a bit of pressure off Stirling. It's Paige van der West who's in the pool right now. Just been charged with bringing the baton home. We know 4:40 was the time to get into the final currently, but that's going to be not quite irrelevant, but a lot of these teams are so much faster. Stirling's entry 4:03, Manchester's 4:13, Sheffield Hallam 4:16. So Paige van der West Hughes, she was given great support by opening 3 legs, and she is going to bring this one back for a win and beat the current fastest time by about 20 seconds. Great swim from Team Stirling, and the look at this could be for places in the final here. Well, 200th of a second separating Nottingham and Surrey, and then 2/10 back to Birmingham, who were in second place after leg 3. But that is due to the performance of Nottingham rather than anything sort of letting go from Birmingham. And Surrey also 4:25.35. Well, that puts the cat amongst the pigeons. All 4 of those teams could be in the final. In fact, very likely actually. So they get to do it again. And I'd also suggest that even Manchester down in 5th there are going to qualify, because all 5 of those beat the fastest time from the first heat, and there's just one heat to come. So let's put 4:25 in our minds right now as a time to make the final, and then we'll make a judgment call in about 4.5 minutes time. Officially heat number 5 coming up, our fastest heat. Loughborough, entry time 4:02. Only Edinburgh with a 4:09, also sub 4:10.
Of the female ball 100 medley, Oxford going 0. Swansea are in 1, East Anglia are in 2, Bath are in 3, Loughborough are in 4, Edinburgh in 5, 6 is Manchester Met, 7 is Aberdeen, 8 is St Andrews, and 9 is Sheffield Hallam 2.
Opening leg. Lily Coral for Oxford, Butcher for Swansea, Pye for East Anglia, Joyce for Bath, De Groot for Loughborough, Butler for Edinburgh, Garrett for Manchester Met, Mushenko for Aberdeen, Saunders for St Andrews, and Turner for Sheffield Hallam. Charlie Joyce for Bath on the backstroke. Raring to go, all their teammates on the blocks. De Groot, Butler and Garrett for Loughborough, Edinburgh and Manchester Metropolitan. So lanes 3, 4, 5, 6 right now in 1, 2, 3, 4. Emily Morgan-Hughes for Bath, Tatjana Balonegoff for Loughborough, Olwyn Cook for Edinburgh and Rebecca Amor for Manchester Metropolitan. Balonegoff just ahead of Morgan Hughes at the turn and grows the advantage considerably during the second 50. So Balonegoff will hand over from second place into the lead, and maybe even Olwyn Cook of Edinburgh is going to take over Morgan Hughes here for Bath. Almost identical times. Yeah, they do go in. It didn't look like 0.25 of a second. That's the official timing. Balonegoff, Cook, Morgan Hughes, Amor and Woodcock. We've got to put Swansea in this fight now too, haven't we? 4:25 is currently the top 5 times, and it jumps out to about 4:30. So these teams will be aware of that. They are watching at the sidelines prior to their race coming up next. You can already see the boys getting ready behind, doing their warm-up routines. But we've got plenty to swim right here still. One very important leg coming up. Rachel Anderson for Loughborough will hand over in the lead. Chloe Harris for Edinburgh will be second. And third, Bath's Annabelle Smith. Tight for 4th and 5th, Jessica Dickinson for Swansea. And in lane 6, Izzy Goodwin for Manchester Met. Will all 5 of them get into the final? Let's have a look. Harriet Rogers on the anchor leg for Loughborough. Abigail Stemp for Edinburgh. Amber Ranson for Manchester Metropolitan. Anna Farrow for Bath. Laura Sharp for Swansea. Let's have a look. Harriet Rogers. Wow. Abigail Stemp. 5 metres to catch. But this is all about times. don't worry too much about the position. As long as you're in the top 5 and you can go back in 4:25 as a time, or even a bit more than that, because Heat 1, so you're probably looking anything sub 4:30 and you're going to be in that medal final. Keep your eyes on the BUCS website. This is just my observations, okay? Fastest time though, 4:17 for Loughborough. They'll take lane 4 in the final. Edinburgh 4:20, that's good enough, as is Bath 4:20.96. Amber Ranson comes back in 4:26. They'll be just about okay. Outside lane may be in the medal final, and 4:26 for Swansea too. By my calculation, all 5 of those in the medal final. And 6th place was Sheffield Hallam 2 in 4:34. So I think they'll have one of the central 4 lanes in the B final. Of course, plenty of caveats here. Teams might drop out if they wish to. It is going to be the last races of the day, of course. Fatigue, injury, illness maybe, you never know. So, bucs.org.uk for the confirmed results and schedule for our final session, which again is from not 5 p.m. It will be from 3:45. That's very important.
Next up is the open 4x100 medley relay. We start with Heat 4.
Last 3 races of the morning. 4x1 open medley team relay. We have got Robbie Wright for Newcastle, Lucas Dyson Diaz for Durham, Laurie Seymour for Exeter, Freddie Ashley Sparks for Plymouth, Harry Peat for Lancaster, Carl Savas for King's College, Willem Costa for Leeds, Adam Bryant for Warwick, Toby Redshaw for Imperial, and Lewis Heasley for St Andrews. And now, thanks to our Bobby Reid on the YouTube chat, insider reports of some sore heads amongst the St Andrews swimmers this morning. I don't believe that for a second. These are professional athletes. They weren't clubbing anything last night, were they? No way. I don't believe it. Sub 60 seconds for Freddie Ashley Sparks in Plymouth. Durham 2nd, Lancaster 3rd, Exeter 4th. And a clean breakaway of 3 and a mixed bag peloton chasing. Jack Iverson moves Lancaster to the front. Thomas Power for Durham occupies 2nd. And it's Edward Gaston for Plymouth in 3rd place. This will give us, as we know, an indication only of where we might be heading for finals. And of course, with only 6 seats in total, there's 20 spots available. So never forget about the B final. So our fastest 20 time is what you need. A fastest 10 time is what you want. So Jack Iverson handing over for Lancaster to the capable hands of Joseph Rees on the butterfly. Sam Arrowsmith now for Exeter. Arvin Razai Kalantare for Durham. And Joseph Rees is away by a couple of seconds. Then Louis Dove for Leeds in 6. You just see that making waves there. down at the bottom in lane 1. That's Arvind Rezai Kalantere, butterfly specialist. Look at him go, and he's going to move his team comfortably through second position onto the freestyle. Can his teammate catch Lancaster though? It'll be a job. Leeds in third place, Exeter in fourth. Jason Mamatoglu hands over King's College in fifth. Maybe would have been expecting more. One of the 2 fastest entry times in this heat. Now there is going to be a race on here in the last 50 metres. Savaya Low for Lancaster. Igor Genki Zumanaj for Imperial. Joseph Giles for Warwick. Dylan Wolven for Leeds. James Portier St Andrews. Aidan Watson for Plymouth. Adam Tabernacle for Durham in second. Augustus Cheng for Exeter currently in fourth. And they are not going to catch Tobiah Lowe for Lancaster, although Tabernacle will give it a really good go right to the end here down there in lane number 1. Over in lane number 6, Dylan Wolven for Leeds. They'll be your top 3. 4:03, 4:04, 4:05. Nicely done for Lancaster, Durham and Leeds. Now, in the next 2 heats, we do have 7 or 8 entry times sub 4 minutes. So, will 4:03 be enough for a medal final place? That's a big question mark. This is officially heat number 5, penultimate race of the session. Warwick 1 from lane 0, then Glasgow 1, Surrey, Swansea, Edinburgh, Stirling, Sheffield Hallam 1, York 1, Oxford and Leeds Beckett. York 1 not joining us in this race. Empty lane 7. Kicking things off, James LeGrice for Warwick, Houston for Glasgow, Armstrong for Surrey, Barlow for Swansea, McPhail for Edinburgh, Brain for Stirling, Burns for Sheffield Hallam, Spry for Oxford and Dyson for Leeds Beckett. And Alexander Armstrong for Surrey will lead his team at the very first split. And 3, that's Oscar Barlow for Swansea. Just this side of the yellow lane rope. And these 2 chaps will hand over with a slender lead. In 4 and 5, that's Jordan McPhail and Lucas Brown for Edinburgh and Stirling. They're fastest on paper, those 2. All 4 of those guys go sub 60 seconds. In lane 6, Sheffield Hallam's Rowan Smith now takes over. Panayotis Panaratos. Great leg so far for Swansea. Rafe Dobson for Stirling. Usain Cook for Edinburgh. And Rafe Dobson in the white cap at the front there, just the far yellow lane rope. He's having equally a great leg, but Panaratos at the stronger. 2:01.83 to halfway. This is pretty quick, considering got the freestyle to come as well. Onto the butterfly. Panaratos hands over to Dylan Gallagher. Usain Cook to Callum Rose, and for Stirling May, Peter Allen. For Sheffield Hallam, Ruben Wiesda. For Surrey, Fabian Brudnicki. They're your front five. We know 4:03 currently is the time to beat. And really, all four, well, let's say five, should be able to go quicker than that. Dylan Gallagher holding on to the advantage he was handed. And hand over the baton for the final time. Peter Allen likewise for Stirling. Callum Rose for Edinburgh, as five become a clear three. In six, Wiesda will hand over for Sheffield Hallam. And in two, Fabian Brudnicki for Surrey. Same five at the front, that won't change now. Will the front three make any difference? In the pool, Finlay Club for Edinburgh, Henry Baker for Stirling, Finn Nicol for Swansea. Got Ewan Taylor for Surrey and Louis Mitchell for Sheffield Hallam. If there's going to be any change, possibly Henry Baker for Stirling. Can he catch Finn Nicol for Swansea? Finlay Club and Edinburgh are going to remain in third place to the end here. Can Finn Nicol and Swansea hold on? Yes, they can. 3:49.55. We knew it would be broken by a distance, but that is 10 and more seconds. So the first five teams home here, first six teams, Southern, all beat the fastest time set by our first heats. So currently 4:02.5 is enough to make a final. Fastest time 3:49. That will be broken. 4:02, I hate to say it, won't make the final, the medal final. They might make a B final, they certainly will. But with 10 teams to come, and plenty of them can go sub 4 minutes, I'm going to say at the moment 4 minutes. There's 6 teams, 4 minutes or quicker. That is the time to be aware of. And 5 teams in this last heat can go quicker. Somebody is going to be squeezed out. This is officially heat number 6, our last heat of the session. Before we go for our break, we come back at 12:40. That's been probably the shortest session of the week, actually. In the pool, Daniel Lowe for Manchester, Jamie Ferguson for Aberdeen, Josh Vance for Nottingham, Ollie Morgan for Birmingham, Alex Casey for Loughborough, Archie Evans for Bath, Jack Eden for East Anglia, Adam Tyler for Manchester Metropolitan, James Merrick for Southampton, and Tobias Oglesby for Sheffield Hallam. It's Ollie Morgan. Well, that's probably the least surprising thing of the week, that he's going to lead Birmingham through on the backstroke. 55.97. It's a great swing, isn't it? One of those 4 teams that did come in with sub 4 minute times. In fact, 3:49. Loughborough's entry, 3:40. They hold the BUCS record, 3:38.35. That's a 6-year-old record now. Can they break it themselves? Can anybody else knock on that door? Maybe Birmingham. Sam Neild in the pool now. Will Bell for Loughborough, Christian Ryan for Bath. Over in lane number 8, Pravin Mahendra Kumar for Southampton. And in 1, Ben Rogers for Aberdeen. Sam Neild, a great first leg, a great second leg for Birmingham. Elwyn Davies in the pool on the butterfly for our leaders. Luke Ibbison for Loughborough, Henrik van der Leest for Bath, Konstantinos Hadjikons for Nottingham, Kieran Lennox for Aberdeen, currently occupying 4th. And over in lane number 8, Sam Wiles for Southampton. So the lead is getting smaller. Luke Ibbison is catching Elwyn Davies. It's still going to be a lead at every single stage for Birmingham. What can they do on the freestyle? They're going to go toe-to-toe with Loughborough and Bath. Arguably their 2 biggest rivals. And already Loughborough, look at them go on the freestyle. That is Calvin Fry. They've got Adrian Ting doing his thing for Birmingham in 3. Nathan Holmes for Bath in 5. These are both going to be phenomenal times. Been a long session. Nathan Holmes in 3rd. Nobody's going to catch these front 3. Cameron Travis in 1 for Aberdeen. This is about times for everybody else. We know 4 minutes and better. There's 7 teams so far on 4 minutes and better. And 4 minutes is going to become the 10th best time, because 3 of these are going to beat it very easily. Calvin Fry brings it home for Loughborough. Birmingham 350 against the 349 and Bath 352. Now Cameron Travis, this is important. 357, they'll make the final. And 4 minutes and 26 hundredths. That is either going to be for Nottingham the 10th fastest or the 11th fastest. I've got a feeling, and this is going off memory, that will be the 10th fastest. I think it was a 4 minutes and 0.8 something was previously the 6th fastest time. Bath are disqualified. Bath, DQ in lane 5. That's huge for the final. Which means Nottingham should be absolutely fine now with their 4 minute and 26. The remainders, of course, into our B final potentially. Keep your eye, as always, on the BUCS website, bucs.org.uk. And that is our session completed. 2 more sessions to go, one from 12:40 and then our finals from 3:45. So for the time being, you've got a fairly good break now. It's not even 11 o'clock. What a quick session that was. But nonetheless, equally entertaining as all the formal we've had so far this week. Big thank you to our officials, poolside and volunteers. Of course, our athletes in the pool providing the entertainment, those in venue, and from me to you watching at home, thank you so much. 12:40 is the time to be back. Enjoy your break for the time being. As always, a big thank you to our event partners as well.
If you're doing BUCS, you should be at AmeriCamp next summer.
Welcome to BUCS Big Wednesday, powered by New Balance.
It's the final play, and look at the celebrations, look at how much it means to Northumbria.
And that is full time here, and Nottingham reigns supreme.
Take it in for the second. Loughborough touchdown.
White will head for the corner, but he won't need to get there. The referee blows the full-time whistle.
Seren Singleton sniping.
Oh, Tilly Smale is on the scoreboard, and Hartpury University surely at this stage now.
Hartpury University, the Women's National League champions.
Destiny Day.